My guest today is a very well-known upholsterer. If you want an upholsterer, he's the man to speak to. You'll recognise his face if you watch Salvage Hunters. Yes, it's a good show. I'm not on it, but it is a good show. Craig Hughes is on it, or was on it. Are you still on it, Craig?
I've been doing little bits on Salvage. Restorers I've not done anything on now for probably the past 12 months, I think it is, with Restorers. I've done a bit with Johnny Vegas, and I've done a little bit on ITV with a programme called Coast and Country.
Brilliant.
So there's little bits.
You're a complete celebrity. You're on TV. You're obviously making an absolute fortune.
No, I'm waiting to get partnership with you on the BBC, and then we can make even more money.
Listen, join me in the BBC, you'll half your wages.
Yeah, I don't believe that.
Though, isn't it? It's funny because when people see people like you, like me, on TV, they just naturally assume they're earning an absolute fortune. But there's you're in your workshop.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I mean, if I was earning a fortune, I wouldn't be doing what I do. I would have somebody else doing this for me. Yeah, but it's not like that. I mean, we had a typical example of that. Was probably about 12 months ago. We went to buy an old barn, and we wanted to buy it as a workshop. Great, went down there, looked at it, needed a lot of work doing to it. So anyway, we come to some agreement with the owners with price, which we thought was over the top for the amount of work that needed doing on it. Anyway, the next thing is, no, sales not going ahead. The son had turned up. Right, we want X amount. I went, hang on, that's 3 times what we've just offered you. He went, yeah, but you're on the seller, you can afford it. Oh, so that's a typical example of how people think. And what they don't realise is, for what I get out of the TV, I can actually earn more standing at my bench than I can doing the filming. The only thing I do enjoy with the filming is there's less stress involved. I can turn up, do my filming, do whatever I need to do, go home at the end of it, and that's it. I've not got to think.
You are right, and I'm the same. Being a self-employed person, going filming is actually so easy. I don't even know where I'm going. I get a postcode, I pitch up, I stay in a hotel, I wake up, and they tell me where to go. They put me in the car. They show me a door to an antique shop. They say, go in and talk about stuff. Once you've done that, we'll take you back to the hotel, feed you, and you can go to bed, and we'll do the same again tomorrow. It's stress-free, Craig, isn't it?
Exactly. Yeah.
Business.
It is. And if I could fill my days just doing that, that's what I would do.
But back onto business. How is business? Now, you're based in North Wales.
Yes, I am. Yeah, North Wales. Yeah. The thing is with North Wales, business-wise, is you've got a very small clientele because you've only got a populated strip along the coast. Manchester's an hour away, Chester's 50 minutes away, so nowhere's that far away. But the thing is, people won't travel, they'll just find the nearest upholsterer or whatever. But because I'm on the TV, because people can actually see what I do, as opposed to if you get your phone book out, and well, they don't have phone books anymore, do they? But if you Googled somebody, you're not going to know what their work's like, but people can see what I do. So what that's done is opened up a can of worms for me, basically.
Oh.
So I have work sent to me from America, all over the world. I have work sent to me from everywhere. Or what will happen is, as opposed to jobs being sent to me from there, people source things because America's really, to me, got no history. So what they'll do is source stuff in this country. So they'll buy antiques. That gets shipped to me. I do all the upholstery on it or whatever needs doing to it and restore it. Then it gets shipped out to the States or whatever country it might be going to. So because of the TV, I've got that sort of work, and it all comes as recommendations.
Well, you know what? That's fantastic. And we all moan about our daily fee on TV, but you're creaming it because you're getting all this work in.
That's right. Yeah. I mean, that's the benefits. And the other thing as well, it's nothing to do with upholstery or antiques, but the other thing the TV's done for me is I keep saying that there is no money in it. There isn't any money in it. I couldn't make a living from it,
No.
but it's the perks that come with it. We like going to bike racing and car racing and things like that. So like the British Superbike racing, we've been invited to that, and we get invited VIP guests. So you've got all these little perks of things like that, and to me that makes up for the less money I take.
Rubbish money.
Yeah. Yeah.
And what you do classic cars as well? Are you working on anything particularly special at the moment?
I've got a Lotus in at the moment, so doing the seats on those, which I've had a bit of an issue on. I was planning to blitz these Lotus seats. I thought I'll get these done. So Lotus 2+2, and I thought I'll get these seats done. So the guy said, I'll get the diaphragms because they have like a rubber base on the frame. I'll get them for you. He's got them and got the wrong ones. So I phoned him up, had a consultation with him. He said he can't get the correct one. So now I'm having to retrofit some other bits so that I can upholster them. So I've got those in at the moment, and I've got an Austin 10 seats in. They're all in leather, but they're not being reupholstered. They're in for restoration. So we're going to restore all the leather on those.
Oh, how wonderful. Now, this is your creative juices getting really bubbled up now, isn't it?
It is. It's only a brief story, but it's to me opening people's eyes on restoration. And it doesn't have to be on cars. It could be normal antiques or things like that as well. But there's a car company near us. They're in Bethesda. Now, they specialise in vintage Rolls-Royce and Bentleys from 1900 to 1950s. Now, they came to me many years ago and said, can you upholster these seats for us? They're out of a 1912, whatever it is, Rolls-Royce. And I looked at them and said, well, they're in really good condition. I said, for the age, it's, to me, sacrilege to reupholster them. And they said, well, we've always had this other upholsterer and he just reupholsters them. I said, well, I can tell you exactly now why he's doing that. And they went, why? I said, because it's easier to do that than to restore them. Yeah. So I had a word with the guy who owns the company. I said, can you just leave this one seat with me? I'll repair it and restore it and give it you back. You've still got the original seats there. Then once they're restored, it's all original, the car. If you like it, then we know our way forward. And he still says to me to this day, he's really glad he listened to me, because that's been their way forward. Unless they've really, really got to, they won't have something reupholstered. It has to be restored. And to me, that's retaining the value of that vehicle.
But that's because it just goes to show that you're not just ripping things off and upholstering things just for the money, for a job. You're doing this because you love it. And don't you think that makes such a big difference? If you're doing something that you're passionate about, you don't mind going to work. And if you're passionate, actually you make more money. Would that apply to you?
Yes, I mean, it would to a degree. The biggest issue I've got with upholstery or restoration or whatever it might be is I can't charge. If you took your car into a garage, for example, and your brakes were shot, and the guy says to you, yeah, it's going to cost you £200 for your brakes, and then our labour's £80 an hour or something, you would pay that. If somebody brought an antique chair into me and I said, there's a week's work on that, and I'm charging you £50 an hour for a week's work, the labour cost would be so expensive that they wouldn't have it done. Yeah. So you can't, unfortunately, with upholstery, I can't work on a rate like that. I have to give somebody a job price and then try and work within that scale to make myself money. And unfortunately, that's the only way I can do it. But it is enjoyable doing the restoration. And it's the same with antiques. If you've got an antique chair or a piece of furniture or something, if we can restore it as opposed to stripping it and reupholstering it, why not do that? To me, that's the better option.
And what are your favourite things to work on, Craig?
Good question. Something easy. No, I enjoy a challenge. That's the thing. A lot of the things I've done for TV are things that I would never normally do, and they are real challenges. And when I've got them or have been handed them to me, I'm thinking, how am I going to tackle this? And that's the ones I like, where I'm going, how do I do this? How's it done? how they must have done it originally. How have they done this? And
So
it's all that.
It's stimulating your mind as well as
Yes.
the physicality of it all.
It is, yes. I mean, I could quite easily make more money by saying, I'll tell you what, I'll go and do pubs. I could go into Wetherspoons and reupholster their pubs all day long.
Boring.
What? Why? Yeah, I couldn't do that. It'd drive me mad. The only thing I have done in recent years is like the restoration. It's very, very time consuming. If you're doing leather restoration, it's very time consuming. French polishing and woodwork, that's very time consuming. So what I've been doing over the years is I've taught my wife to do leather restoration and French polishing.
I mean, this sounds like a stand-up gag coming here.
It does. Yeah. So she's got more patience than me, you see. Years ago, I would spend hours doing a job and thinking that looks nice. And now if I've got a job that's tedious, it just drives me mad. Whereas she'll spend hours and hours on the same piece going, what do you think of that? And I'll come in and go, yeah, that's really nice. Or do you need me to mix some more? And she's really got the knack of it now. And she's quite happy if a restoration job comes in. She's quite happy saying, I'll have a go at it. But if I'm not sure, can you just guide me?
Well, you know
so
what,
that's
Craig,
worked well.
Do you know what's going to happen? She's going to watch this chat and go, hang on a minute. What have I been doing for all this time? He's conned me.
Yeah, that's why I married her.
Craig Hughes, it is great to meet you finally. Thanks very much for being on my channel.
Yeah, no problem at all, David.
And hopefully we'll meet up sometime for real.
Yes, yeah, hopefully, yes. Yeah, we can have a drink or two.
Absolutely, I'm on for that. Craig, great to see you.
All right, David. All right, thank you.
Cheers.
All right, thanks. Bye.